Hi everybody, we're staying on top of that breaking news of a shooting at a Target near 178th and West Center Road. Police Chief Todd Schmatter on the scene right now. Let's listen in.
We did a search for any victims, customers, workers, because there were some people hiding in there. We could not find anybody that has been hurt. We did a second sweep just to really ensure it, and we're in the process of a third. At this point in time, we don't have any workers or customers or any civilians in this matter hurt, other than the suspect who is dead by gunshot through Omaha Police. We will continually update the media on this situation. It's unfolding. The investigation is just starting. We did receive, I know at this point, at least 29 911 calls for the active shooter response. And my initial take is, when I came out here and heard this coming, that this is what you want. When you have an active shooter in your city, you want a massive response like this. So I want to thank all the surrounding agencies, federal, county, state, and I want to thank the Omaha police officers who responded to this matter as well. I'm going to turn this over to Neil Bernacci for a minute, and then we will continually update the media on this particular matter. Thank you very much.
All right, so I want to give you some information about how witnesses can contact the Omaha Police Department with any information that they possibly have. We have set up a call center within our department down at our headquarters through our telephone report squad. They can call 402-444-4877 and they will get in touch with somebody. They can provide whatever information, whatever vital information that we need to further this investigation. Just like Chief Schmatter said, we will continually update the media on this situation. That will come from the Omaha Police Department Public Information Office, specifically from me or one of my officers. Again, we'll continue to follow up on it, okay?
What do you think your next briefing or release will be?
I will keep you updated on that. I'm not quite sure this minute, but I'll make sure you all are updated with that. Make sure we give plenty of time for everybody to get the information, whether it's a briefing or if it's a release. We'll make sure that we preemptively put that out so that you're all available and ready to get that information. Okay? So at 11:59 today, we received multiple 911 calls to the Target at 178th and West Center for an active shooter. The investigation thus far is showing that a white male, approximately in his 30s, walked into the Target firing multiple rounds with an AR-15 rifle. Officers arrived, confronted the individual, and ultimately killed that individual, the suspect. He died at the scene here. So it's very preliminary. We do have our officer investigations team here on site. They're conducting the investigation along with probably our federal partners as well, and any other local agencies that are willing to help. We'll take their help and make sure that we have a very, very thorough investigation. And again, any witnesses that we have, they don't need to come back to the scene. They can contact the Omaha Police Department at 402-444-4877 and provide that information to someone over the phone.
Information on possible victims?
As far as we know right now, we have not located any other victims aside from the suspect himself. We do know that he entered, based on the evidence that we've seen inside, that he did enter shooting the rifle, but at this point in time, we have not located any other victims inside. We have not had any reports at any local hospitals that anybody has shown up injured from this incident. So at this point, it's just the suspect that we believe is the only victim of this incident.
Lieutenant, you said the 911 calls started coming in at 11:59. Do you know what time law enforcement showed up?
I don't have that right now. Obviously, we'll give updates. We'll provide that information as soon as we have it. I do know that they arrived within minutes. I don't know how long exactly.
Is that the initial responding officers, the first several?
It sounds like the first several. They did exactly what our training showed, or what we trained to do is, when we have an active shooter incident like this, we've learned a lot from other jurisdictions, other areas, other cities that have unfortunately experienced this. We enter right away. We're trained to do so. Whether it's one officer or 10, we go inside and we neutralize the threat.
Do you know what the suspect was wearing? Was he in any sort of tactical gear?
I'm aware that he had plenty of ammunition and he was armed with an AR-15. As far as what he was wearing, I'm not aware of that right now.
Do you know where he entered the store?
That I don't know. I know he entered one of the entrances, one of the front entrances, I believe.
Any ballpark idea about how many shots were fired, shell casings you found?
I don't. Multiple is what I have right now. We can get you all of that information at a later time. We'll have very detailed information as it, as the investigation progresses.
And sir, the national climate just seems so contentious. First we have this, then reminiscent of the shooting that happened at Von Mars several years ago. I mean, what is happening to our country? What's happening to us here in Omaha?
Well, unfortunately, Omaha isn't immune to this type of violence. That's why law enforcement, whether it's local, federal, or other jurisdictions, we all train for this type of incident. And our officers, along with other law enforcement agencies, showed up and we did what we were trained to do. And unfortunately, these incidents are occurring and occurring too often. And so we're just trying to make sure that our training is as good as it can be to make sure that we ensure the public safety and also the safety of our officers.
Lieutenant, you said you've learned from other incidents and that training includes going in right away. Why is that?
Well, in these types of incidents, time is of the essence. We want to make sure that we get inside and confront the suspect as soon as possible, because the more time that they're in there, unfortunately, what we've seen is we usually see higher victim tolls. So that's what we're trying to eliminate by going in right away, confronting the suspect, and whether that's them giving up peacefully or having to unfortunately kill them. So.
Two-part question confirming that it was Omaha Police who fired on the suspect.
Yes, it is Omaha Police.
Can you tell us how many responding officers were here from the different agencies, federal, state, local?
Probably hundreds at this point. There was, I know there was multiple federal agencies, multiple surrounding jurisdictions, Nebraska State Patrol, and the Omaha Police Department. I'm sure there were smaller agencies here too.
Was the suspect found at the entrance of the store or in the middle?
He's found toward the front of the entrance, or excuse me, front of the store.
At this time, would you say that there's anything to indicate whether or not there's an ongoing threat to the public?
No, at this time, we believe that this is secure, that there was only one shooter, and he's dead, so he is here. And again, that's all the questions we're going to take right now. Make sure that we'll get you the updated information as soon as we get it. We'll keep you updated. We'll make sure that you get all that information as soon as possible, okay? All right. Thank you all. Here.
Any other injuries?
Again, that's Omaha Police responding to the shooting at 178th and Westerner Road at the Target earlier today. We have learned that they received multiple 911 calls at 11:59 this afternoon. When they arrived, they say they saw a white male in his 30s. He had a AR-15 rifle. According to police, that suspect entered the Target store shooting. They say he fired multiple shots. The good news is Police Chief Todd Schmatter says no customers were hurt during this shooting. The suspect, he says, was killed by Omaha Police. We understand he is a white male in his 30s who again entered the Target shooting.